What's up guys, I'm down here at the park with the Scout. Today I'm super stoked because if you noticed from the intro, I got the carbon cage and a new prop on the Scout. Shout out to Team Fly Halo and Scout for hooking it up. Today I want to do a little video just comparing the carbon frame to the Enduro frame. So if you don't know anything about paramotors, the Scout brand in itself really revolves around the aerodynamic torque compensation, and that's why the Scout has these sweet fins on it. So it corrects for torque caused by the engine. It makes it fly really neutral, really high performance, and generally all around awesome. Scout has two models, the Carbon, which is this one, and the Enduro, which is the one I've been flying for the past year and a few months. And the main difference, the Carbon is made pretty much completely out of carbon fiber. The Enduro integrates stainless steel into the struts and the hoop. So the Enduro is insanely strong, and the Carbon is more lightweight. We're just going to talk about some of the differences, and then I'm going to take it for a flight. So here is the beautiful Scout Carbon. The first big difference between the Carbon and the Enduro is the weight. I took the actual parts from the Enduro and the parts from the Carbon, weighed them, and it came out to be 4 pounds lighter for the Carbon. So that makes a little bit of difference on your back. And additionally, one cool thing is you have these spacers down here between the frame and the engine mounts. On the Enduro, there's much more spacers in here. When you switch to the Carbon, I took out a bunch of the spacers, so it gets the engine a bit closer to your back. The next really big advantage, I think, of the Carbon is the ease of assembly and disassembly. It's pretty much the same procedure on the Carbon versus the Enduro, but with the Carbon being carbon fiber, it's a little bit more flexible, and the tolerances aren't nearly as tight as the Enduro. The Carbon comes apart 100 times easier, so that's a really big advantage for me. If you do like a stress test and just like grab the frame and pull it, like this thing's still freaking strong. It has a little bit of flex to it, where the Enduro was like 0 flex. I'm impressed with how strong this one is. The Enduro is just like, you could probably drop it off of a truck and it would be fine. So if you compare the actual struts, these ones are a lot more sleek than the Enduro was, but I found it interesting. These are an actual airfoil with a flat bottom and a curved top. The Enduro has symmetrical airfoils, I guess, for the struts. The way this is all molded is super cool too. It just flows nicely into the hoop, and you got these little snap buttons to take it apart. I'm gonna get it up in the air and talk about the differences in flight characteristics.
Alright, cool. So I'm up here at about, 500 feet or so. So like I said, I have probably about 2 hours of flying time on the new Carbon cage. And as far as performance differences, I can't really tell much of a difference between the Carbon and the Enduro. Down low, doing the high power carving maneuvers, steep turns close to the ground, feels entirely symmetrical just like before. That's really one of the biggest things I love about the Scout. It's not only that it will track a straight line when you're climbing under high power, but when you're down low and getting real deep into the power on those carving maneuvers, it feels super symmetrical both left and right, and it feels pretty much the same as the Enduro did, so I'm stoked about that. As far as the weight goes, I can't say I noticed that much difference in the 4 pounds between the two cages. 4 pounds is about, what, like half a gallon of gas, so just depending on how much gas I have in the tank, I noticed that more than I noticed the difference between the two cages. But overall, it's a weight reduction, it's there, so that's cool. So yeah, I'm super stoked on this new cage. I would say if you're looking into buying a Scout and deciding between the two options, the Enduro versus the Carbon, I would say in general, if being able to break apart the motor and throw it in your car is important to you, 100% go for the Carbon. if you're maybe a newer pilot and you're more concerned about bumping the cage on the ground on landings or takeoff, definitely go for the Enduro because it's quite a bit stronger. All right, so I'll give you a quick panorama of the sexy new Scout Carbon. I freaking love it. If you guys have any questions about the two different cages or even Scouts in general, hit me up in the comment section. If you like this video, definitely subscribe if you have not yet. And I want to give a huge shout out to Team Fly Halo and Scout. Since it's such a wonderfully beautiful night, I'm gonna stow my Go pole and have a little bit of fun down in those fields back there and in that majestic sunset. Peace out, guys. See you in the next one.
Incoming.
That was him. I didn't do it.
See that? The Scout Carbon is extremely durable. It'll even take a hit from a football.